Blessings, blessings, blessings. Welcome, everybody. It's Akeemopierre. If this is your first time here, welcome. This is a live stream version of our Modern Day Shamans podcast. And we got some special guests today. Not even guests. My bad. They're not guessing. These guys know what they're talking about. That's why we have them here. So we give thanks for Mark Roman and Spencer Phillips in the building. But let's get to the intro, and then we get to that potent content, that potent journey that we're going to go on, which is the experience of a Journey Beyond Wellness retreat. So without further ado, let's get into it. Yeah, man, you're jamming with the Modern Day Shamans. Welcome to the Modern Day Shamans podcast, where we take you on a journey making the ancient old brand new, providing you with conscious content, and of course, focusing on all things uplifting and elevating your vibration. Ja! Rastafari. Blessings and wholeness, family. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to the Modern Day Shamans podcast. Like we said, making that ancient old brand new. So we're taking that ancient wisdom, that ancient knowledge, and we're bringing it forth in a way that we can apply it to our modern day lives. We're bringing it forth in a way that we can embody this message. And today, we're going deep into the embodiment because we are here with Spencer Phillips, one of the attendees to our Journey Beyond Wellness retreat back in 2018 in August. And he's just the epitome of embodiment. Since he left and until now, just to see what he's been up to, just to see how he's out there like truly experimenting, truly getting out there and gathering these experiences has been like, it's been really inspirational, truly, because that's like my biggest thing is I want us all to be those to embody our highest version, to embody our highest self, and for us to be able to live on purpose and live in our passion. So everything that we do is in a flow, it's in a harmony. Even when the hard things come, we're able to deal with that because we're in our flow, we're in our passion. And Spencer is just the perfect example of that. And we'll get into his story a little bit more, definitely going in on this journey. And the reason why we're doing these live stream podcasts with y'all about the attendees of our retreat, because we don't want to do the talking. We don't want to tell you this is what you're going to experience. This is how you're going to feel. This is what it's about. We want you to hear from the people who already were there. And, maybe it resonates with you. Maybe you want to connect with who we present and, see what you guys can build. It's just all about building here. And we want to, provide as much opportunities as we can for you all to build, for you all to grow. And, sharing this story is a powerful one. So we give thanks for that. And of course, we got Mark Roman, the inner trainer in here, connecting you to your orgasmic potential, helping you reach the bliss. We're going to go into Mark. He's got some amazing offerings and just always adding that potent, grounded message to whatever it is that he's taking part in. So we're grateful to have Mark in here again. And Mark is one of the other hosts of the retreat. It's me, Mark, and Honorable Priest Kailash, movement, mindfulness, and herbal healing, all with the greater idea of expansion. So without further ado, let's get into it. How are you two doing? How are you doing, Spencer?
Excellent, man. So blessed. So excited to be
Looks like you're muted. Let's get Spencer off the mute.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. I think that's good.
We good?
No. Blessed, blessed. Y'all made it for the live. We're here for the live. Blessings. Having a little bit technical difficulties with Spencer. Is that good now? We good, Spence? Oh, you can hear him? So it's just me. I can't hear him.
No, I can't hear him either. He's muted on my side, too.
All right, how about now?
There you go, Spence. Let me hear.
Can you hear me? All right, let's
Maybe it's the microphone.
I got you. He's here. Yeah,
let's do no mic. No mic.
There we go. Now I hear you now.
We're good. Yeah, we clear.
All right, yeah.
That was blessed. That was blessed. Give thanks. So just throughout this whole transmission, type in your questions, type in your comments in the chat box. And we're also going to have an opportunity for you to come in live and ask your question live. So this is going to be fully interactive. So feel free to, come forth with any questions. And we give thanks for y'all for joining us. And Spencer, how you doing, brother?
Doing excellent. Super excited to be diving in with you guys about just my experiences. And yeah, definitely that embodiment, like definitely been tuning into that. And I'm just so thankful because you guys have been beautiful mirrors. I've had so many teachers and people that I can reflect off of and really just use each other to tune into ourselves and those deeper aspects.
Truly. And Mark, how you feeling today?
Blessed and highly favored, brother. I give thanks for this reunion. It's amazing to see Spencer, man, seeing you where you've been doing, where you're at. And you've always been this pillar of embodiment. It feels like every time we tell you anything or we're in the space, I could just feel you listening so intently, receiving with your whole body, with your whole being, absorbing all those frequencies and penetrating through it so you could put it into play, put it into practice. So just to see how much you've already done with it, it's truly an honor. So we're here again, reunited, we're here, and I'm just thankful we've arrived.
Good, thanks. One thing I wanted to start off and touch on with Spencer is I just saw that you were doing a little talk at a local school, sharing wisdom about the plant medicine that you've been experimenting with and just experiencing. And it reminds me of you on the retreat, how you just had such an amazing, strong connection with the children, where you were around finding crystals. Like you guys just had that amazing connection. So I'd like you to kind of go in and talk about that connection with the children and having them as mirrors as well.
Yeah. So you guys know about the life path. There's these different life paths that we can all tune into. And my life path is the 3, which is I believe it's the child. And, I've always kind of had this child likeness to me, not childish, where I've just been always looking to kind of like this like rebel like child, just really going with that deep trust of being able to really dive out there and just have fun experimenting with different things. And those kids, man, those beautiful kids from Saint Lucia were like just so amazing to be around. Like, they were so wise and so in tune with their surroundings. And I definitely felt like that when I was a kid as well. I'd always be playing around in the creek, like always by water. And I actually did collect crystals when I was a kid, like, which is a trip. And yeah, I was like, definitely, I could see them and their like kind of childlike, and it tuned me back into when I was younger and kind of where like I broke off from that childlike and kind of started maturing, getting cultured, and being in Saint Lucia was like just really got me tuned into that because I was able to just unplug from all the conditioning I've been through and just, man, seeing these kids pick up crystals, like nothing like this, truly.
That's a blessing. That's a blessing. You touched on a few amazing points of that childlike, but not childish. Being able to tap into that playful spirit, to be able to just, give ourselves permission to experiment and to try new things. Because I feel that's something that we really lose touch with, as you were saying, once we get culture, once we're really learning about, you know, who we are supposed to be, who we should be, we lose about who we really are, right? So being able to tap into that childlike nature, that inner child, is so important. It was so important for me on my journey, because it just allows you to have fun, really. It just simply have fun. We lost the ability to have fun now.
And so much of the childlike nature is the curiosity and the wonder that life is still wonderful. And there's magic in life, that not every day is mundane. And even in the daily practices, we can find magic, and that you can still be inspired. Every day can be awesome. When we get into that conditioned space, it can start to feel like every day is the same. But no, don't fall into that story. Every day is different. Every day is unique. Every day is rich, and asking you to be present and show up and say, hey, there's something here for you. And what is it today? And so that's what that childlike spirit is like. Hey, what is it today? What is here for me? What is exciting today? What do we want to do? What feels like the highest possible excitement for today?
Well said.
Yeah, that's powerful. And to ask that question and to allow yourself to say what it really is, and to not put those limits on yourself, it just frees you. It's so freeing. It's so powerful. So Spencer, what was the thing that really made you want to go on this retreat, on this A Journey Beyond Wellness retreat? And if you would like to share about some of the friction or some of the doubt that you had from, you know, even yourself or people around you, but how you were able to push through that and go on this life-changing experience.
Yeah, so I've been kind of always, not always, but I was living, especially last year, I was living kind of two lives, and I was kind of like trying to just make myself look like I had my shit together for my dad, mostly. Like going to the 9 to 5 and, you know, just making it look like I was spending my time doing productive things. And then on my spare time, I'd be just learning like about how to cleanse the body, how to really tune in and be able to just get myself tapped into my uniqueness. And that really did start with going vegetarian for a year. And so I was living these two different lives, and I wasn't really speaking and expressing that in some of the ways where I'd wanted to, especially with my dad, kind of just have like conversations with him about what I was experiencing, because I felt like some of it could definitely be beneficial to him. And so I had gone through this like cleansing phase and really switching what I was using to get energy throughout the day. And by doing this, I really got like clear with myself and being able to listen to others. I was super clear when I was like listening to others. And so when I came across you and Mark, you guys were talking about this retreat. You know, Mark, I was looking at Mark's YouTube videos, and it was all just coming in so clearly. And the message was like, I was like super in tune with it. And so I wanted to take that leap so bad to just connect with you guys and go out to Saint Lucia to really build this foundation with myself. I felt like the money thing was an aspect that was like kind of holding me down from that. Like that's what I was perceiving as foundation, was money. And after going to Saint Lucia, I was realizing that actually that foundation needs to start within myself in order to like kind of match that external foundation, I guess you could say. Not even being money externally, just like having a current, like something that gives me fulfillment throughout the day. But I kind of need to cultivate that within myself first. And so a huge part of that foundation was that I created within myself was to be able to just speak what I was going through, regardless of judgments I may have on myself that like this isn't the norm or this is against, you know, um, what I've been taught, what my parents have taught me. And so being able to talk to my dad about this trip and what my motives were for this trip was like that was a huge step before even going to Saint Lucia. And so I when I after I told him about it, it was this kind of release. That was like a release for me, being able to connect with him, be like, I'm going through this, and I need to connect with some people who are on the same wavelength, because I disconnected from a lot of toxic people who just weren't on this frequency with me and we weren't building together. And like you guys were just like shining out there, holding your hands out like Saint Lucia.
How has that shifted your relationship, like changed your relationship with your father, with your dad, like being able to talk about this whole realm of things?
Huge. Like, you know, sometimes I don't even need to talk about it. I'm living it now. So it's definitely shed onto him, because there was a time where I was kind of like pushing these practices on like my mom, especially trying to get her kind of to clean her, what she was eating, what she was like watching, you know, entertainment. And yeah, just especially with my dad, it's been definitely a progress. But I could have given up on it like at any time, you know. And I've really felt like that I owe so much to my parents. And it also is huge for me being able to like just talk about these things, like make this the norm, like mindfulness just in general, like just bringing awareness to whatever we're doing throughout the day. And I'm still working on it, but I've definitely been seeing what comes out of it. So I've definitely been more motivated lately to just cultivate this mindfulness with whatever we're doing, between me and my dad.
I hope.
Yeah.
I feel that's huge because we share these experiences, and I love how you said it's more than just talking about it, living it. And when you're living it, it's not convincing anymore. You're not trying to influence them or convince them. And that actually is what changes the relationship, when you're just embodying it, and then they respect it because you're living it, and that it's become this foundation for you. And I see how much you've embodied it and made it the structure of your life that you're standing upon, and that you're just, I saw it in your stories. I'm like, man, this man is eating so high vibrational. And then you started sharing more and more. And so it's powerful to witness how, because I know there's so much happening behind the scenes of that when we're shifting the things that we eat, that's so foundational. That's so foundational. And those that we love, it's like we're able to go into these experiences. And a part of like going to travel is that you can't necessarily take the ones you love with you. They don't get to experience that with you. But when you come back and you're a beacon and you're sharing that light and you're sharing that energy just by your embodiment, Like you're always emitting frequency all the time. You're emitting your own energetic frequency, and that is shifting the environment. And then so when you follow through with your actions as well, this is huge. So I've been experiencing this as well in my experience with my father, and it's been powerful, powerful to witness. Like the patience is necessary. The patience is so necessary because we're not trying to change them. We're just trying to hold space, being our own embodiment, and allow our own changes to reflect in the reality. So it's powerful to witness, and I'm thankful to see it happening in your experience as well, because it's bringing us all together. Like we get ourselves together, we usually get our love life together, and then we want to get our family unit together, and then we expand from there, you know, and then we work on our nucleus.
The nucleus.
Yeah, that just being able to embody it, and I feel like that release of being able to share and express was just so powerful for you, because you no longer have to keep up this like almost like a false life, like keep up with expectations of others. And like you mentioned, this has been a common theme I've in the last one as well, is about without judgments, right? Without judgments, being able to live the life that you want to live without having those judgments, without trying to dim your own light. Without trying to allow yourself to live to its potential. So that ability for us to just live freely, it just makes life so much more harmonious. And it's like a challenge that I have for everybody and for myself on the daily, is just to listen to that voice, as Mark says, listen to that loud silence, and just stand quiet for a bit and just listen to what your being is telling you, and try a thing, try it. Just go out and experiment with that thing, and just allow your inner being to start to guide you. Allow your heart to be your guide, instead of focusing on all these external things, and not doing something you really want to do and love to do, and know that this is what I gotta do. I know I gotta do it, but I don't think anyone's done this in my family before. They may look at me as if I'm wasting money and time. I'm gonna have to explain so much. Let's start to make those moves, because that's going to allow us to really break through and make that transformation and get that healing that we're all seeking, that we're all looking for. We're constantly healing. We're healed, but we're constantly healing. And we're going to have to constantly break through these barriers, these things that are in our path, holding us back. And that requires us to listen, but not just listen, but to embody and to really take it in, and to live that life. And it's been amazing to see how you've been doing that, Spencer. And just hear you speak about what you were really wanting to get into from before the retreat, of just how you were really looking to find that voice, right? You were really looking to express and to share, because as you were saying, you were alone for a bit. So how did coming on the retreat and just being around others and just taking that step, how did that help you into stepping into your power and really expressing freely?
Yeah, so the list, like before like I'd wanted to learn about my expression through communication and through speaking. But Saint Lucia really taught me that, like, first you gotta listen. First you really gotta listen to what is being brought forward, so you can actually communicate like freely, but also like with pure intention and direction, and not just be, because I did kind of fall into a mindset for a minute where I was like, what you're doing is right. This is like always thinking that I'm right, sort of. And I think there's a big difference between thinking that you're always right and speaking your truth. And just being, because I had no clue what I was going to expect going to Saint Lucia, what people, like I knew you and Mark were going to be there, but like what other people were going to be there, what everyone else was going through and their reason for being there. And so I really got some good time to like listen to other people, listen to the environment. Like that was huge, just tuning into the environment. And because there's a message there too, like, you know, what nature's saying. And what I really loved was like the whole structure was like, even when I was inside the little cabin, it still felt like I was like just in nature. I mean, it was like in the forest, but like it felt so congruent.
It's so amazing, right? Like how the retreat center, the rejuvenation center is designed. When you're inside, you feel like you're outside. It's like there's the shapes of the places, the wood that's being used, and it's just the sound of the bugs is so loud as well, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, as I listen to you speak, Akeem and Spencer, what keeps coming through for me is authenticity, being you. And I see Zaina in the chat, Sister Zaina saying,
yeah. So
yes, brother.
One of the things for me that I really had to really take in, understand, is authenticity over positivity. You know, like positivity, trying to be positive. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so blessed. Oh, I love you all. But inside, I'm like, yo, like, why y'all doing this? Or like, I'm not feeling right. So be able to be authentic with myself, which allows me to go through the whole range of emotions.
Mm-hmm.
You know, allow me to feel fully, and then allows me to, like, my interactions are just more fluid. I'm not wasting time as much, and I'm just in more of a flow.
And the embodiment and the grounding happens there. That when you've been authentic in yourself, acknowledging what is true for you, then we stand in it, and we stand in it with this knowing, like I'm solid here, I'm rooted here. And what we were speaking to earlier about creating false stories or facades is when we have like a double life, right? When we have that double life going on, there is a moment when you start speaking the truth. It's right in front of you. It's never away. It's always there. It's right in front of you. It's just, will you be authentic with it, and will you share it? And so what ends up happening is that once you start tuning into this vibration of truth, it's always there, that the facade starts to fade away. And so you have to be ready and willing and knowing that I'm here for the truth. I only want what's true. I only want what's real for me. And so what I see is Sister Zaina sounding like purpose, finding purpose is a theme. Yes, because when you're in the space of nature, when you're around new people, and you don't need to put up any sort of idea of who you are. It's, I'm showing up brand new to the moment. I'm in a new space, and I'm here in nature. Nature is always receptive, always receiving of me, of who I am. So I see with Spencer, like you've been able to allow this shift to continue in this momentum in your life, allowing this to, like, not holding on to any of the older ways of that you may have been holding on to that didn't feel all the way authentic. We do have to watch our old life fade away. And that process can feel like, oh my goodness, what's happening? But trust that what is for you will always be for you. What is for you will always be for you. So keep feeling that vibrational thread of truth. Keep honing in. It is a resonance. It's a frequency that you feel in your inner being, in your centeredness, in your heart space. And keep following that vibration of truth. And because it's simple, because it's clear, because it's light, you'll always get to the next moment, next stage.
Oh.
I hope.
Yeah, and just in the comments, Honorable Goddess Akeemopierre said, it's a major benefit of the retreat. Its purpose as it allows you to get in tune with your inner self. So the environment is created where you can just search deep to remember purpose and passion. Like straight up, it's so much intention and purpose that's put into the design, the layout of the retreat, of the rejuvenation center. So it's almost like when I was there my first time, when I got the idea of like more people need to experience this, because I was just there and it didn't matter where I went. Things were just so clear to me. Like I knew what I had to do. I knew, like, I was just able to sort through things and just, you know, connect to myself. And there's been very few places where I felt that in tune and just like, maybe not that in tune, but with so little distractions. Mm-hmm. In a place where like everything is really designed for us to connect back to self. And yeah, it's truly with that intention. And speaking of intention, just like how I feel that's one of the themes of having an intention and being intentful and purposeful in what you do. And you know, what is something, Spencer, about just seeing how the design or the layout was, or just the intention that was placed into it? What did that do for you? And even the intention of words, the intention of the food we were eating, just all around intention. What kind of impact did that have on you? I want to know about from you as well, Mark, because this is a powerful thing to talk about, to go into.
Yeah. So the intention of the whole experience was like it slowed things down a lot. And you know, kind of tying this in with what I was last saying, like being able to listen to others, and but also just digest things, like, because no distractions out there. Like I wasn't on my phone at all. I didn't have my phone for a week. And so I was just really tuning in to what I was eating, where I was sleeping, what I was hearing. And that really tuned me into the intention behind everything. And so it kind of really tuned me into like being authentic with everything, because I saw how much value was put into literally every single thing there. The food, like the value and the intention put into growing the food and prepping the food, and you know, just like giving thanks for the food, really just brought just so much connection wherever I was going, whatever I was doing, whatever I was smelling, like really just enjoying it and feeling the full expression of how it was coming through. Because like, you know, it can be hard doing that when you're in the city, because everything's just so fast paced and, you know, just like compartmentalized. But I really felt like everything was just congruent and flowing together, so I could really digest the whole experience there. And there was just hardly any break off where I was like thinking about like, oh, I want to go back to like home or whatever. I was just like so immersed in it and just like giving thanks for it. And really just I've been able to cultivate it back home too, where I can really put value into whatever I'm doing, because I felt like that there I was able to see what that looks like in its full expression, because that's just how they live. That's just how people live in Saint Lucia.
Man, I love that, how you said able to bring that back with you, because you just, once you experience it, once you see what it's like, it's forever with you. So you have access to it at any point, right? So just being able to go out there and experience it, and it's not to go there and think you have to be there to do it. No, this is just like a little catalyst, a little springboard. You get to internalize it, you get to experience it. And then from there, it's like, it's yours. You get to, it's yours. Whatever you want to do with it, you get to do with it. Have fun with it. Enjoy that feeling.
Mm.
You wanna go in on that, Mark?
Oh yeah, the intentions are huge. When I was there at the rejuvenation center, and I have really two things to say to this. The first is that it allowed me to simplify my intentions to what is really important, because I realized that. So earlier in 2018, I had a sacral block. So if we know anything about the chakras, we have energetic centers of moving energy that are spiraling or spinning. And the sacral region, which has to do with creation, is between the pelvis, so at the sacral region of the spine. So I had a block, and I realized it was because of unfulfilled desires. I had a lot of desires, but they weren't all coming to fulfillment. And why weren't they coming to fulfillment? Because it was too scattered. So I was living in New York City at the time, and I called in a sister and I asked her, like, have you ever experienced this before? And she said, well, basically her boyfriend had made himself focused on bringing one thing to completion. And so when I was there in Saint Lucia, I really focused in on what was important, and I put them into 4 intentions. And the one that really drove it home at Saint Lucia was personal paradise. That what is really important to me is that no matter what else happens, we have this rich abundance of food and this rich, clear spring water that's always running. That to me is like very important. So I simplified it to 4 intentions, and that was actually one of them. And that sacral blockage has gone away. So just getting simple about not having so many things that we want, and just focusing in on what is actually really at our heart space, that heart-based sense of we want to bring this to completion, because that's completely aligned with our sole purpose for being here. And I want to just say, like, the highest intentions are from love. And when I was there at the Saint Lucia Honorable Priest Kailash, the Mount Kailash Rejuvenation Center, it was all about love. It's like, blessed love, love, give thanks for life, give thanks for the rising sun, give thanks, honorable. Everything was love. And because of that level of discipline to bringing love into your life, it was like intention is always in alignment with love, and intention is, and I was already there with it, but the level of discipline and infusing your life consciously with this loving energy all around you and making everyone feel that no matter where you go is love. Having that intention, it was very powerful for me. It shifted me forever. Like that's like a paradigm shift experience, just being able to receive that and witness it and feel it, because I felt loved everywhere I went, and the type of love that is like the true universal love, that we all come from the same source. So when I say aho, it's a Lakota term meaning all are related. It comes from a longer phrase, aho mitakuye o yasin, and it all means all are related. We're all from the same source. We all are here together. It's all one big family. All are related. So it was a reinforcement, like blessed love with the left hand over the heart. It's like, and then when I started doing a blessed love, I realized, well, we meet each other in the heart every time. Blessed love, and it was like, man, I can start to feel the resonance, and that basically what's being held here is a heart field, a field of heart spaces, all in resonance and collective resonance together. So for intention setting, bringing those intentions into completion with action, and that the highest intention was love. It was very powerful for me, very powerful.
Yeah, that love, that's stuck with me. And that's, that's a part of me now. I take that everywhere I go. And, it just tunes me in, because as we're talking about intention, just being intentional about the words that we use and how we greet different people, how we greet someone. Instead of, I remember one time when we had some people join us, and I said, gentlemen, and Priest Cash, like, they're not gentlemen. They're not gentlemen, they're honorables, and just to be so intentional about the words that you use because that word hold this frequency, hold this vibration. And just by saying the word, it could tune you into, make you feel a way that you want to feel, more desirable feeling. Or when you're talking to someone and you call them God, Goddess, my Lord, my Lord, you're recognizing the divinity in them, the God nature in them. And when you do that, you just not gonna come from a place of like disrespect. You're not gonna come from like that place of lower self. Once you recognize the higher self, the higher being in someone else, it brings that out in you. It's like it's just no way. It's really hard. It's hard for me, for example, to call Dora, my girlfriend, my empress, to call her my empress, that with like some poor behavior, some lower self behavior. When I call her empress, when I call her a term that makes me feel like it's powerful, then I just follow up, continuing on that high vibration. And we don't have to, we just cuts out all that lower self, cut it all out, and we just, tune in right away. So that intention of the words, it was so important on so many different levels. So many different levels.
I love how you said the like calling Dora Empress, it doesn't even associate you with any of those lower vibrational forms of resonance. Like it literally does that. It elevates everyone to their highest status. And it's powerful, man.
It's powerful. You know how it was for me? I haven't really shared this part of my journey before, but when I was going through my phase where I was like really unclear in my life and just not sure where I'm gonna go, I was leaving basketball, just not sure. I lost my ability to communicate. I went home back to where all my friends were, and I found that I couldn't have conversations as clear, and I wasn't energetic. I wasn't like full of life and vibrance as I recognized I knew I am, like that I knew that I had that potential. And what happened is I went to another country to learn another language as a way to help stimulate me to express in a clearer way, and just to learn another way to express. I went to Colombia to learn Spanish. And what I found was in Spanish, I was the sweetest, most romantic man there was. I'd be saying like my sky, my my cielo, my soul, my vida, my life, like all of these really words that if I were to say this word in English, so if I were to say my life, that's a word you can call your partner. In Spanish is mi vida, which is saying my life. And if I were to say that in English, I'd be like, nah, like that's corny. You're corny, dude. And in my head, I would have like all my friends back home, if they were to hear me say it, what would they think? And I had all these blockages that was attached to the word. And once I realized that, I realized the true power that is being held in these words. And once I was able to release that, and now I'm able to speak these powerful words and allow it to resonate with my being, it now uplifts. So now I could say my love, Empress, honorable. I could say my Lord, like I can say all these things and not have like my old program say, oh, you're corny. Oh, don't do that, man. You ain't fitting into the description of how you're supposed to be. You know what I mean? So just being able to recognize the power of the words and to release my attachment with these words, having to be in line with old programming, and to let, as Mark was saying, you have to let your old life go. So I was letting my old life go and allowing to refill and repopulate with these different words, with these frequencies, this energy that's gonna allow me to communicate freely and allow me to feel in harmony and flow, which changed my life. It really changed my life when I was able to let go of those attachments and to be able to speak life and to speak that life and to speak my truth without having all those judgments.
That's huge. That's huge, man. And I give thanks for this growth and for this sharing, because I felt it. I felt it when you said it's corny. Like I felt that strength of how many may have said that before. You know, like I felt the power in that.
Yeah, man. It was it held a lot of power in me. And I ask, people who are on this call to see if they recognize any different patterns that come out in their day, whether it's, maybe you want to hug someone, but you give them a handshake because you're like, oh no, I don't want to get too close. I don't want to, just see if you can recognize any little patterns that are in your day that bring you down a level without you really being aware. Just those subconscious things that bring you down a level. Maybe you're at a restaurant and you order food that you don't want to have, but you're like, I don't want to go through the problems of people calling me like, oh, you're healthy now. Oh, like singling you out because you're trying to live that high vibrational, that live to your highest potential. So recognize any of those patterns that you may have in your life, and start to see where those are coming from, and start to address those things, because that's going to allow you to get out of your own way, and that's going to allow you to just step into this authenticity and to truly tune in with yourself.
I want to acknowledge Shanna Bruno, wholeness and the love. Blessed love. It may sound cliche, but the retreat is really a place to find yourself. You quickly realize that the superficial things are not what's important. Our existence is on a much deeper level. Give thanks.
Shanna, it was a pleasure to have you take to full joy to experience with us. And Shanna is from Saint Lucia, and she joined us on the experience to, for that same purpose. We're going through this journey together. So not only are we there as people from all around the world, but we're there with the local people. We're there tapping into that true Saint Lucia essence and getting a feel for that vibe and that culture. And we give thanks, Shanna, for joining us and for leaving that imprint of your energy in my life.
Yes.
You're loving. I'm grateful to have met you, and thank you for joining us today as well.
I want to ask you, brother Spencer. I want to just ask you, like, there's been so much transformation happening in this embodiment, and I want to know, seeing where you are now, and seeing where you are now and the momentum that's going in your life. Can you remember who you were before the retreat and what has changed since then?
That's a good question. Yeah. Like before the retreat.
Or where you were even.
Like physically, I'm still in the same space. Like I'm still living in the same space. But the decisions, the daily decisions, and seeing how many choices I have and what those choices bring forward, and perspective has been huge. And I'd say just giving thanks for the moment. Like, since before I would not give thanks for the moment, and that would really cause me to not be present with, like, I was pretty present with a few certain things that I'd be doing, like my morning meditation, like I'd do some painting when I was cooking food, but really being present, like with family, I wouldn't be my authentic self while being completely present. And I've noticed how much change has been made in things that have been pushed out of my life And especially my mom, she's pushed a lot of things out of her life by giving thanks for the creative space that we have. Like cultivating my creative space has been like huge. Like cleaning, like a lot of this started with me just cleaning my room. Like being thankful for a room, cleaning my room, you know, getting rid of things that don't bring me joy anymore. Because I mean, like when I was in high school, like I'd spend a lot of time in my bed. Like things would get dirty, things would build up around my room, unfinished projects, and really cultivating that creative space, I feel so much more congruent, like with what I'm working on and like what I am moving towards that brings me fulfillment in every moment because I know I can see it. Like I can see how it's visually progressing. And I feel congruence like a really good word for how I feel now. And before, I definitely felt scattered, a lot more scattered with my relationships and with my mindset.
I hear this taking back control of your vibrational environment. Like when you're cleaning your room, you're really taking control of what are the vibrations being held here, and not allowing it to be so passive, because we have to be organizing influence in our life, unless everything just gives way to entropy, right? So we are these cultivators, gardeners of vibration and frequency. So that's very powerful. Thank you for sharing, brother, because I know sometimes it can be like, oh wow, where was I? Where was I before this experience? And what has taken place? What has changed? And then you can kind of love who you were and commemorate where you've been and what you've become and what you've experienced. So I give thanks for you sharing. I want to highlight Sister Zaina. She says, I've been feeling disconnected and ungrounded, and this retreat has been pulling me in like a magnet. And so I just want to send our love, sister, and just let you know that you always have the ground available to you, that the planet is here for you to feel that grounded nature. And even if you don't feel like you're calibrated with the body to nature, like we need to get by a tree or get by the ground, get by the grass, just know that the breath is always available. And we feel the resonance. We're here with you. Even as I'm speaking, I feel that heart magnet pulling us all in together in this resonance. But on the way there, I just want to send as much love and insight as we can so that we feel grounded. I actually teach how to embody the presence of the mountain. So if you can feel that mountain energy with you, just allow yourself to receive it. So I give thanks.
Yeah, it's important that we recognize that we could start now. We could start today. You don't have to wait until we go on this journey. Like, for example, you may just want to start with food. So you get that Saint Lucia sea moss. We're selling that sea moss from Saint Lucia now. And you could just start by trying sea moss. Like let's start experimenting with sea moss. You know what I mean? Let's learn. Mark has a free 6-day meditation course, you know, so we could start with that. We could start right now and start to do the work, because wherever you are, when you do join us on that journey, you're just gonna catapult, you're just gonna take it to a next level. And it's not something you have to wait for to start making it happen. So yeah, there's things you can start doing now. I'll post the links into the description, so you could just check that, the CMOS that we have, and also Mark's meditation course, and start doing it now. Start getting into it, and yeah, there's no better time than the present. So let's get on it. Let's get to that healing. And something I wanted to highlight, because I find this is pretty amazing, is age. Like you're a young man. How old are you, Spencer?
20 years young.
20 years young. So I find that to be so powerful, because if you hear what he's saying, right? Just when I'm hearing you speak, Spencer, you're like, not only are you making the change, not only are you cleaning your room, which is huge, not only are you making these changes, but people around you are starting to make these changes as well. You know, and I feel that sometimes we get caught up onto age as if we're too young to make a positive impact on our parents' life. We're too young to teach. We're too young, or you know, we're too young to go on these experiences on our own. But just from hearing Spencer's experience is, you know, it's never too young. When moment is, that's the perfect time. It's always that perfect time when you feel it's the perfect time. So we could be, you know, we could start young. You know, the younger we start is really, it's you know, the more time we have to do it. But to know that there's always people watching you, and people are always tuned into you. And you know, what are you gonna do with it? Are you gonna allow things like age, allow things like the money, allow, you know, this previous programming stop you from you really, you know, embodying that potential and making that impact in people's lives? Or, you know, are you gonna just, you know, truly tune into self and, you know, make it happen? And I just wanted vegan trader or too old. I'm 44 and thinking I'm too old. You're too young. It's young. 44.
Come
Young.
on, you better stop. And not even at the climax yet. Come on, we still climbing.
You know,
Let's go.
I just want to say 44 is my favorite number.
Good thing.
You know, oh, I'm
real.
looking forward, you know, but 44,
that's the door.
You know, it's never too old, never too young. It's really what our spirit, like what calls us, you know what I mean? Something that I've learned since I've been experimenting and exploring the body and the mind is that, like, we actually have the potential to create new brain cells in our older age. Neuroplasticity. We're able to create new brain cells no matter our age, right? So once we fully understand, take that in, that we're able to create new brain cells, we're able to learn at any point. We're able to change our life, our belief system. We're able to create who we want to be no matter our age. This is just science telling us this. You know, this is science telling us you have the ability to rewire your brain no matter your age. So as I do my personal training and my lifestyle coaching, you know, it's people come to me and they have that feeling of, I'm too old to do this. Oh, I'm too old. You know, I used to be able to do it. And, you know, they may have that as the initial blockage, but once they get past that, it's amazing to see the transformations and just the clicks, the shifts that happen in their life. Because
I'll tell you when you're ready. I'll tell you when you're ready. When you're ready, and this can happen in a moment, shift, is when you're ready to receive, when you're ready to learn, when you're ready to receive all the blessings that are coming to you, that are here and available to you. That's when you're ready. When you find yourself in so we have two modes. We have an electric mode and we have a magnetic mode. We have a directive mode and we have a receptive mode. So if I'm in electric mode and I'm dishing out electrical vibration, you know, that's what we do when we're flowing, when we're singing, when we're on these presentations and we're directing. But then you got to have that receptive, magnetic, sit in the space mode. And that is what actually allows you to receive what is for you. Again, the truth is simple. It's always there. It's always accessible. It's always available. It sits right in front of you if you're just ready to receive it. So I just want to highlight Brother Spencer, man. You were so ready. You were so ready to receive. Man, say something real quick. We got to pull up your face real quick. Everybody, you got to say something real quick. Oh, he going to mute the... You can't mute the line on it, Spencer. Come on.
Oh, there we go.
There it is. There it is. Yes. So just take a look for a moment and just feel into Man, Spencer, you had your eyes focused, honed in. I remember us sitting on the porch and I was explaining something. I don't remember what I was talking about, but you were so honed in, and I saw you just kind of sidestepping everything that you didn't need and just getting to that thing and receiving it and getting all of it. And I know that listening space, that's where I'm at, where I'm in a new space and I'm just like, hey, fly on the wall, here to receive. I don't need to say much. I'm just here to take it all in. And there was so much to receive there between the meditations, the movement, and what Honorable Priest Kailash and all the children and everything. It's like in nature, the mountain energy and the energy of all the fruits and the herbs being delivered. Like there was so much to receive there. Why would I want to overlook my blessings by trying to think about how it should be or what I want it to be? Let me just be here and be present to receive it. So for everyone in the chat, for everyone feeling like they aren't ready, just know if you're available, if you're ready to allow it to happen, if you're ready to allow change to happen, if you're receptive, if you're ready to receive, it's here for you. It's always here for you. So it's never too late. It's just about the state that you're in. Are you feeling like you know it all already? Then okay, we'll come to you. It'll be here. It'll be here. We'll be here. But when you're ready to receive, and this is all a remembering. We're just reminding each other of certain things. This isn't like something that you don't already have inherently within you. When you feel the vibrational frequencies, it's awakening within you. We're all mirrors of each other, reminding each other. So when you're in these spaces, you're receiving what is for you. You're receiving these gifts from yourself to yourself. So allow it to happen. Give thanks.
Give thanks.
Yes, Sister Zaina, we will have this live available for you after the stream, and for everyone it'll be available.
Yes, can tune in, come back to it, check it out. Put some links in the description for the people asking for Spencer's connection or for Spencer's links and for Mark's links. You can check that out. Also put the link to Mark's free course. Got the retreat website in there. Just tune in. I'm so grateful to be here with you two and for everyone who's tuning in. This is something that, like, as we're talking about this, right here, what we're doing right now is me, tuning into that purpose, tuning into my passion, and just being my authentic self. And I'm just so grateful to be here and to have this, to be able to share and to connect with you all. Because I find one of the things that we may experience is while we're on this journey, while we're learning, while we're going through this process, this transformation, it may feel like we're alone. There's no one around us really going through a similar experience, right? So just being here to be able to connect with you all online is amazing. It's so blessed. Like, I just know my family. I know my soul family's out there. And to take it a step further and to be able to connect in the physical is just, it's like there's nothing like it. So, so grateful to be able to connect in the physical with you all, and also to just be here on this live stream, live chat, and just tuning in and, being here and here and ready to receive all the questions, any questions you may have, any concerns, anything you want to ask Spencer, write that into the comments now, his questions. And yeah, now is the time. And yeah, we're gonna wrap up shortly. Won't keep you all for that much longer, but just really grateful for everyone being here. And like I said, I put the link to the retreat in the comments in the live chat, and it's also in the description. And with that, we're also offering the ability for you to connect and contact us directly. So if you want to get on a call with us to see if this is for you, you have some questions, maybe some more personal things, some things you don't want to be sharing with everybody, you can connect with us, talk with us, and we're here for you. And not only are we here for you, but this is what we love to do, because part of the experience on this retreat is we take your intentions. So when you say you're coming on this journey with us, we're going gonna find out and we're gonna work that into the program so that whatever you are intending to experience during this journey, you're gonna do that. And that includes something that's physical. If you have physical ailments, dis-ease, like someone was mentioning earlier about the skin, if you have something that you want to work through physically with the skin, let us know. And then we could properly prepare in advance. And, you know, that's one of the unique points of this is it's customized. This is that family environment where, you know, it's truly customized and it's for you. And it's for us to really all connect and take ourselves to the next level. So to reach out, connect with us directly so we could, you know, go over whatever it is that you may be going through. And, you know, from the previous retreat, I had a lot of calls with people who came on and, you know, they just had a simple question that they didn't want to share, but we were able to answer that in that direct call. So, you know, here we are. Let's set up that call, sign up, and, you know, let's talk directly. Any questions you may have, anything you want to address, you know, let's make that happen. And, you know, at the very least, if you have that call, that urge, that pull to come on this journey, take the steps. The next step isn't necessarily to buy, to pay. You know, the next step may be to reach out to us to learn more, to see if this is really what you feel it is, right? So, you know, reach out, let's connect. You know, we're here, and I'm giving thanks. And my brother, you want to share with them about your 6-day course?
Oh yes, for sure. Sending much love to everyone in the chat, everybody tuning in, and this free meditation course is a 6-day journey. It is essentially my way of delivering how I hold space for meditation so that you can get into the same perspective, the same frameworks that I approach the meditative practice and getting in tune with the energy. So we talk about the orgasmic breath, being able to tune into your vibrational state of existence and feel into that bliss. Everything about this is about making meditation simple, and the simplest way to meditate to focus on the enjoyment of simply being. So this is why we take an orgasmic breath, take it to the peak states. We get into the space of stillness, understanding that everything comes from silence. And from there, we get into honoring the ancestors, that the ancestors are connecting us on a thread, a vibrational thread throughout time, beyond time, to the source of creation, and how to honor your ancestors. And we go deeper into forgiveness and affirmations and meditations for healing. And so this 6-day journey is packed with gems and insights and wisdom from my personal experiences. And it's really a ramp up process to, if you want to do any more work with me, this is the energy I work with. So if you feel that call of resonance, you go into the practice. And there's been so many people experiencing growth from the free meditation course itself. Like we've had a woman her name's Harriet L. Bolderson, and she's a singer out in UK. She had a headache for 2 weeks and it was getting worse and worse and worse. And she was getting concerned. She's like, I'm a healer too, and I can't heal this. What's going on? And essentially, she found my course. The first day, she did the orgasmic breath. First day. Next day, the headache was gone. So we have these cycles of stress, tension, release, relaxation. When we go through our life and we start to lose the relaxation, we start to lose the release, the whole cycle becomes stress, tension, stress, stress, tension, stress, stress, tension, stress. And that is all captured and held within the body. So we need faculties, practices, and methods and awareness of releasing. What does it feel like when I let go? How do I know when I let that go? You'll feel it. You'll feel lighter. Either you'll feel heavier or you'll feel light. So when we want to feel light, we want to let go of all those things that we hold. So much about the meditation that I deliver is so that we can get into that non-attached awareness. This is why forgiveness is so powerful, because you can clean the slate. So this 6-day journey, I'm surely knowing that it will be of service to you. And if you feel like you want to do more work with me, I have the Orgasmic Living course launching in February 15th. And this is a 6-week journey leading up to our retreat in June. So I give thanks for all of us in this collective resonance and allowing us to do the work, the real work, the inner work, because your reality is unique to you, and you are responsible for everything in your reality. So when you make your reality the highest possible bliss and growth and progression that it could possibly be, you bring that for all of us, and you shift all of our realities. So continue doing your inner work, and I'm so thankful that you're here and that we're all here. We're all here together. So give thanks.
Give thanks,
Just
brother Mark.
something to add, because I did the 6-day meditation course and it was blessed. And you know, like how we release is also very important, because there can be ways that we release the stress and stagnation that actually leaks our energy and doesn't
This is big.
doesn't like build us up. You know, we could talk about a few things like drugs or spilling the seed, you know, along these lines. So,
the ejaculation. I was thinking about that as you were saying this.
Yeah. So I definitely loved it, because for me, breath is always a way for me to release. I can always go back to it. If I feel like I'm stagnating, just always go back to the breath.
Oh,
yeah.
Thank you for sharing, brother.
It's powerful, powerful. So we'll have the full experience where we're going to have the movement sessions. I'll be leading some movement sessions, guiding you, getting closer in tune with your body, getting in touch with the earth, and just learning new things and new movements and new appreciation for your body. And we'll have the movement, the mindfulness with Martin, where we, you know, it's going to be in plenty different beautiful sites, from on top of a mountain, from inside the sulfur springs, from just on our rejuvenation center. We're gonna have the mindfulness sessions when we rise in the morning, and also we're gonna have Honorable Priest Kailash, which for me he's like the greatest teacher, especially when it comes to this herbal healing and this overall wellness, but just understanding the land and the herbs and how we could maximize that knowledge so we can be fully receptive. So how we can have that love approach to the plants, so then it allows those plants to give ourselves the best effect, and we're able to receive the highest effect possible. So you're gonna have the movement mindfulness and the herbal healing, which is gonna include the 7-day detox, full body detox. Which, let's talk about the detox a little. The detox is one of the most amazing detoxes that you'll find ever on the market. We get all the herbs are coming from the land that we are staying on.
Yes. And this land has been cultivated with love. Every leaf, every herb, every flower, love, love, everything cultivated with love. So important, the intentions put into the soil. Give thanks.
Yeah, so we're gonna do that full detox, which allows you to, you know, just reset your body, just cleanse and just start fresh without all that toxins, all that mucus within you. Just allow yourself to start fresh and just clear your channels physically as well. It's so important that we do that physical detox, as I've experienced it a few times now. And each time I do that, I just feel lighter, a little bit more clear. And I feel giving my body what it needs, what it requires. And we're going to be doing that fully guided with Honorable Priest Kailash. We're going to be, you know, walking through the land, picking fresh mangoes, fresh avocados, fresh guava, soursop, like almost any tropical fruit you can imagine. It's just like a 30-second walk away from us. The mangoes drop on top of our guest house. So, you know, it's just an amazing experience. But how did the cleanse make you two feel? How was your two experience with the cleanse?
I'll say potent, gentle, and effective. It was very nourishing too, especially that fire one, the hot one, the hot and the honey kind of tasting one. It was powerful for me it just felt like it was filling gaps in my nutrition. Even though it's a cleanse or a detox, it was filling gaps in my nutrition as well. So it was very powerful, and yet still effective. And actually, when you're cleansing and detoxing, you feel even more connected to the land. So I could feel that magnetic waves of nature even more palpable.
Yes, it's important about this detox, this cleanses. It doesn't only like cleanse you, detoxes, but it revitalizes you. So it's giving you that nourishment to build up your system. This is all built into the cleanse, which it's like it's so amazing. Just the way it makes you feel is so amazing. And I'm wanting to have that available outside of the retreat. So stay tuned for that. But until then, you know, we got that available on the journey. And Spencer, you want to share a little bit about your experience with the detox?
Yeah, so the detox was amazing because like I let go of quite a bit of stuff, especially the first night with the what was that one called?
The free up laxative.
The free up.
Free up.
And you know, I got to let go of a lot of things, and then I felt like I could absorb not only my environment but the food we were eating. And the food we were eating was also very cleansing too. You know, like that sea moss is like has some like detoxing, cleansing properties to it as well. So like, you know, everything was kind of like cleaning the slate and building this powerful, like clear foundation. And I haven't experienced anything like it. And, you know, everything's like coming from the land, like so powerful to be there, like cleansing my body and be around the plants, be surrounded by the plants that are doing that.
You really get to feel that connection. Like it takes me to a time when we got to see the turmeric and the ginger root. Like we know so much about turmeric and ginger, all the benefits, but we don't really know what it looks like. We don't know how it grows. Like what do the leaves look like on the turmeric or ginger with, you know, all these different aspects. So I felt not only do we get to experience the herbs and the cleanses, but we get to see it. And it's like get to create that deeper connection with those herbs, with those plants, and just, you know, get more in tune with all that, and, you know, allow it to harmonize with our being a little bit more, allow us to appreciate it a little bit more, because it's no longer just a powder. We get to see the beauty in its leaves. We get to, you know, we get to see how it's growing, which is just so, it's like there's nothing like it.
Mm-mm.
So I give thanks. Let's see any other questions into the chat. That's it. So let's wrap up for today. You know, give thanks, Spencer. Give thanks, Mark, for joining me, for joining us in this connection. I love these conversations. I always leave these conversations just feeling so vibrant, so full of life. So I give thanks for you two for joining us. I give thanks for everyone who's tuned in, who participated in the live chat, who was just there sending their energy and just, you know, just being present. I feel you too. So, you know, don't worry if you didn't write any comments or anything like that. I still feel the presence, still feel the energy, and would like to extend to everyone in this live chat that we're going to extend our early bird pricing for the retreat. So if you would like to take advantage and save $500 off the retreat, you can do that now. I'm gonna post a link into the comments, and you could go to that and you could sign up right now if you feel called to. And yeah, if not, you know, we can make that call happen. You can give us a call, and, you know, just whatever makes you feel comfortable, whatever makes you feel like you're making that choice for self. Let's do it. Let's make it happen.
Well, we have a question in the chat. You mind if I field this?
Yeah, well, we answered that, but yes.
Yes, I definitely want to get on this.
Yeah.
J Polo, do the effects of the retreat stay after leaving? Certainly there's a massive unfolding, and for me it's deeply spiritual. And I found that Saint Lucia was embedded in me understanding, well, really all of 2018, embedded in me understanding the energy of the mountain and how much energy and wisdom that the mountain holds. And so the system of meditation that I teach today in my orgasmic living course is named Ema, named after the Himalayan mountain. And would you believe, in 2018, I went to visit all mountains, And on Mount Kailash, which Mount Kailash in ancient scriptures is where basically Shiva and Parvati live, which are the divine masculine, divine feminine forces. So they're living at the top of Mount Kailash. And I actually fell in, like, trying to on my way to climb a stream. I fell down on the side of the bank, that, like, the stream bank, and I got a scar. And even the scar is in the shape of the mountain. I don't know if y'all can see that, but even the scar is in the shape of a mountain. And so, yes, the effects of the retreat stay with you after leaving. So I give thanks. It's been powerful. It's literally, it's something you can't really get all the way in words. We do our best to explain it, but you can't really get all of it in words. And yeah, amazing. So give thanks.
You want to add to that? What are your effects? How do you about taking that with you after the retreat?
So many aspects. I mean, not only was like my body cleansed, but my mindset, everything I was doing day to day, just so much awareness that was brought back with me because of how in tune I was with everyone that I was listening to and everything that I was listening to. Even my mind, like listening into my mind, like I was really able to catch myself, like thinking about things that weren't resonating with why I came there. In these patterns, like they really came up there, and I was really able to just let go of them, and that definitely came back with me, and that's something that's stuck, and that's been pretty powerful.
That's powerful. Like we spoke about, is about embodying, doing during our journey. Everything that all the work that I do is about embodying and allowing you to take that wherever you are. So you may use the Saint Lucia retreat as a catapult, as a tool, but once you experience that, you could take it with you wherever you are. So it's all about embodying and feeling that in your body, feeling that in the now moment. So, definitely take that with you. And, you could try your hardest to not have it come with you, but, we're going to be with you for good. It's just the energy up top there is way too powerful. So, we're with you. We're here together. And yeah, it's an amazing time. Amazing time. So, Spencer, to wrap up, I wanted to ask you, what is something that you want to leave with the tuned in today? A closing message for the people who are tuned in.
Getting back to the age thing, like, yeah, I mean, you can never be too young, you can never be too old to tune back into, like, where you find the most fulfillment. And there's a lot of things in our reality that reflect that you can't do that. And so I think it's key that, like, we create everything that we do has intention with creating this this uniqueness within us that has been around since we were kids, and letting go of whatever doesn't resonate with that. And even if it's something that was like, I was noticing this with my mom, helping her clean out her space, and these like family relics that she couldn't let go of, because of these like memories she had attached to them. And most of the memories were like negative, and they were like these like pointless antique objects that couldn't do anything. And just letting go of those things, like, free up so much. And she was able to just hone in on, like, man, what am I here for? Like, because when you have everything in your environment that reflects why you're here, it's hard to like get distracted. It's hard to fall off that path, and it really sticks out if you are. So just keeping on cultivating that. It's never too late to start cultivating that, and it's beautiful. It's so beautiful seeing what comes of it.
Truly. And Mark, you want to leave us with something?
To this thread of well, what are you feeling? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. So to this thread of, man, it was so beautiful what Spencer just finished with, man. I feel like that's it right there. You're never too old or too young to get started with your fulfillment. I mean, that's everything right there. So give thanks. And remember that it's always right in front of you. It's always right here. The journey is a paradox. You're always here. Or just always arrive here.
Blessings. Give thanks. You too. Give thanks everyone who's tuned in. Check us out next week. We're going to have another retreat attendee going in on their experience. We're going to bring this to you for the next month. So, give thanks for tuning in this week. Looking forward to connecting with you all through the week, and then coming back next week for another beautiful experience, sharing the journey of one of the attendees. So much love, sending y'all wholeness, full joy the weekend, the strong end. And yeah, catch up with you soon, and reach out to us. We're here for you. And love.
Reach out, please do. And be sure to subscribe and like and share this with a friend that needs to feel this resonance. Love.
Love.
All right. Blessings.